President of the Nigerian Football Federation, Ibrahim Gusau, has dismissed reports that France women's national team coach Hervé Renard is being considered for the Super Eagles job by the federation. The Eagles have been without a head coach since Finidi George resigned in June. Finidi quit his role as head coach of the three times African champions, the Super Eagles of Nigeria, following the NFF announcement that they would appoint a foreign technical advisor. All right, that's how I make you welcome to today's edition of the program Talk Sport on Global Television. My name is Anthony Momodu, the King of Sport, and I've got amazing, big stories in store for you. I will be taking you to England, the aftermath of losing to the finals to Spain, and other big, interesting stories in the world of tennis and boxing and all in between, and lots of stories as regards Nigerians getting set for Olympics. We'll be talking basketball today on today's edition that promises to be very interesting. We've got Samuel Odi doing the needful, going behind the scenes to get us one of Nigeria's finest coaches making the rounds. His coach Lawal Dadi, a very instrumental coach, doing great things for Nigerian basketball, unearthing the big talents that you would see in the NBA in future to come. One of them being Wilson Corey, who had played for Nigeria's under 16 and under 18 national team. This coach, he's amazing. He'll be joining us in a few minutes. But before we get into action, let's talk with the man who knows the business of doing the analysis. He's looking brown like brown sugar. Good morning, man.
Good morning, my brother. It's brown, cappuccino day, and you just, I have to represent. So don't blame me. I look fly.
Okay. All right, looking fly. The NFF have once again, they made Finidi George resign way before they were even ready to get the expatriate coach. When they made that announcement, we thought in a week or two, we're going to have a coach for the Super Eagles. Now, fast forward a month gone by, still no coach. And the man who everybody is pointing the finger, thinking he is the man to get the job done, they're saying that's not the man. Are you worried that the NFF is shrouding everything in secrecy?
I think there's just so much that the NFF, they're not letting the public know, letting us know basically, because one now, you made all statements that made Finidi George just resigned fast and, with the speed of light when we were not expecting him to resign. And then at this point now, there are no plans on the ground. Now, rumors are flying here and there that the head coach for, the France national team is someone we're looking at, and then the assistant coach for Manchester United as well, who doesn't have any knowledge of African football, is also someone on the list, shortlisted, the third list, shortlisted, the running tree now. So this is just so much that the NFF needs to have settled this, because to me, it seems like this is going to be like a fire brigade approach, that we've not qualified for the World Cup. We have 6 games to play, and these 6 games now is a must win for us to be able to qualify. Now there is no coach on the ground, and a lot of persons have been saying, let some persons, be dropped away from the national team. Now we don't even know where the Super Eagles are in terms of getting a coach, knowing the right players that would come and play the remaining 6 matches that we must win, and then see if we can even qualify for World Cup 2026. So at this point now, the NFF have so much that they need to do. First, getting a coach, or as they say, a technical advisor. So if they are getting a coach or a technical advisor, they should, do that in the speed of light, because we don't have time anymore.
All right, do you think the NFF is just playing safe, keeping it under wraps? Because Renard, as we know, has already made a statement that he's going to leave his post as the head coach of the France national women team. That had spiked the speculation that he is quitting because he has an eye for the Super Eagles job. Let's look at the possibility of him making himself available. And the NFF president hasn't come out with a time frame, and the World Cup qualifiers is close, and already we know that AFCON 2025 qualifiers is already upon us.
Yes, though 2 major competitions that the Super Eagles must qualify, because it's a must this time around, are both closed. Now, if the coach now is deciding to leave, the French national coach is deciding to leave, who has been coaching the female side, does he have the knowledge, the massive knowledge now to come handle not just a male team, but a team that is playing in Africa? That's a question that we need to answer. And then the NFF now needs to unravel and then get all these things in place, because at this point now we shouldn't be having this conversation. We should be planning on, like, okay, the next game that is going to be played between Nigeria or any other country should be like, okay, what is the outcome? Who is going to be playing points? Who is going to be doing this? Who is going to be doing that? Not looking for who would come and coach the team. So at this point now, all of these things need to be done. The NFF needs to like come out to light and then leave the secrecy. Let us know that, okay, we all know it's no longer news that the NFF wants a foreign coach for the Super Eagles. Fine and good. We tried with a local coach. Maybe Mr. Finidi George wasn't given enough time to, show what he can do, but the pressure was much and a whole lot of expectations.
Or should he have waited?
I think he should have waited. But I feel maybe the reason why he didn't wait again is because there is no match to be played anytime soon. So he's not ready to like be dragging with the NFF. Should I stay or should I leave? Or he doesn't just want to be there and then get served with a termination letter. So he just decided to leave with his head up high, which is a honorable thing to do because, one, it's seeming as if the job is too big for him and he can't handle. But looking at the fact that we want a foreign coach, we would want a coach that has a very good track record, someone that has won championship trophies, and then someone with the knowledge of African football. These are angles now that we need to look at, not just getting us someone that is a coach, that don't understand the way football is being played in Africa.
All right, we're still talking about the glass house, still talking about NFF. Let's move to the next talking point, where the president of the Nigerian Football Federation, Ibrahim Gusau, asserts that the federation will later this year organize a CAF license C and B coaching course for the men's football coaches in the country. This is coming on the heels of the CAF license C course exclusively organized for women, which began yesterday in Abuja. Last time a CAF license course took place in Nigeria was in 2017, when about 80 coaches took part in the 2-week C license course in Abuja. As the women's course marks the return of CAF courses to Nigeria, Gusau said 2 more courses for men will follow before the end of the year. During the opening ceremony of the first ever women's course on Monday, the NFL president pledged more support for the growth of women coaches in the country. According to the NFF technical director, Auguste Guavon, the women's course is in 3 modules, with the first module from July 15 to 25th to be followed by a 2-week internship for the participants between 27 and August 7th. The participants will return to Abuja for the second module that is scheduled for August 12th to 20th, after which they will go for another 2-week internship from August 23rd to September 3rd. The third module, which comes up as examination for the participants, will take place from September 9 to 19. Among the instructors for the courses, NFF's head of education, Terry Agua Oja, Ladamboso, and others who will be taking the coaches through. Some 30 participants are former Super Falcons star players. Let's look at the focus of the NFF for women coaches. I think this is laudable. Aside focusing on the men, we are having them focus on the women and the first training course. And as much as 30 participants, ex-Super Falcons, that should be good news for female football.
Yeah, it's good news because this is going to make up young girls and the Super Falcons playing now. Maybe when they retire, they might start having ideas of like, okay, maybe after playing, that means you've been in the gaming system, you've been in the system for a while. That means you obviously understand some key things. Then go for the class and go for the internship. All of those things that is just going to help boost the Nigerian, the NFF, and then coaching system in Nigeria. So all of these things now, it's welcoming, and then kudos to the NFF president for this initiative, because it's actually very interesting and very, very encouraging for up-and-coming coaches that doesn't have the abilities to play, but have the foresight to be able to manage a team and then lead them to victories.
All right, all the best for the female football in Nigeria. As the Super Falcons get set to do us proud at Paris 2024 Olympics, going to the Olympics after almost a decade out of it. But let's come back to the very beautiful Nigerian Professional Football League, a very interesting league last season where we had one of the best goalkeepers, Amos Obasoge, keeping 18 clean sheets. Likewise, other 2 goalkeepers who kept 16 clean sheets. And we had a discussion before we got into the studio where Coach Lawal Dadi, who is one of Nigeria's finest basketball coaches, grassroots level, has told us that he was great footballer, but he feels basketball is better. That's a discourse we're going to have when he gets on set. But I still do not agree because football is the king of sport. But let's take you to Kwara State. Let's take you to the Afonjo Warriors, where 22 players have been sacked. Not less than 22 players. Who knows? Maybe Daddy Lawa was one of those players that was sacked in his days. That's why he doesn't love football anymore.
He switched
you see,
to
basketball. He couldn't make it to Barcelona team. All right, let's just let you know that no less than 22 players of Kwara United have been laid off ahead of the incoming season, according to the management of the club. Confirming this to journalists in Ilori, Bashir Badawi, general manager of the club, said an additional 23 players from the Nigerian Premier League have been recruited to fortify the club ahead of the 24-2025 MPFL season. Addressing players and the coaching crew of the club on Monday, Badawi and Abayomi Samuel from 3LC, Jimmy Eteji from Plateau United have joined the squad for next season alongside Kazim Badmos, Adamu Abubakar, Ifanyu Ogba from MPFL champions Enugu Rangers. He also called on the players to eschew indiscipline and work with the philosophy of the club. Kwara United will be participating in the next Value Jet pre-season tournament in Ikene, Ogun State. 22 players sacked, 23 players brought in. We've seen that in the MPFL. When you bring Nottingham Forest did that last season and they didn't end well, they had to go relegation. You don't bring 23 new players at a go and say you're rebuilding. That is a very funny way. I don't know if Coach Lawa will tell us something about that when he comes on set, if he was one of the unlucky 22 players in his playing days. But for Kwara United, we saw them last season. Wasn't this too harsh a decision to take?
I think it's too hard a decision to take because they didn't do super badly. They are not even in the relegation. So I don't know why, they got 22 whole players out once.
Okay, so, was it the issue they had with management as per old salary and they felt probably...
I think that's one of the reasons. But now, all of these players now, my question is like, what happens to them? What's next for them? Like, if maybe other professional teams now don't call them, what's the plan? Are they going to like
players?
Are they going to quit football?
Like I don't mind. I leave it. Okay, that's not fair. But I'm going to test Coach Lawal Daddy. I know he's a fantastic basketball coach. He has unearthed a lot of international stars for Nigerian the Tigers and basketball teams in Nigeria who have done us proud.
And I've played with him, so he's
most
a great basketball player.
I'm going to also ask Coach if this man who does analysis here with a brown suit, he knows how to even play basketball. It's just those guys that are tough and are using their height to oppress not too tall people like us.
The thing is, well, let's come back to Kwara first before we now talk basketball. Looking at these 22 guys now that have just been, laid off, they lost their jobs. So I'm just wondering what will happen to them. But for the team to like take 22 out, bring 23 players, like what's going on? But now the challenge with Kwara United from last season, they complained, these players, the management, a few coaching crew staffs complained about salaries not being paid for like a few seasons. So now, did they just lay them off without paying or what? Me, I'll carry that stadium.
You carry the whole stadium. Oh boy.
I'll carry the whole stadium. Oh boy. It's even not cool. Okay, now, rebuilding now. You're bringing fresh legs, 23. How do you want to start that now? Because now, towards the end of August, first week of September, automatically Nigerian Professional League season is kicking off. So how do you want to just start winning? It doesn't happen like that. Like taking away some, it's actually okay, but taking away whole 22
and the entire squad.
The entire squad. That means you're bringing two teams with an extra sub.
And they talked about the fact that the management did dwell on indiscipline. Can we also say that probably they also noticed that the entire squad was indisciplined and well, there was no talk about the head coach.
There's a chance if it's about indiscipline. One thing, like they say in Igbo, when oil touches one, then it affects the rest. So maybe that's one of the challenges. But looking at it from the angle now of these players, then obviously management will want you to be disciplined, whether you get paid or you don't get paid. Just be professional. Probably you have hiccups. That's why you've not been paid. So at this situation now, if they are being disciplined and then not getting paid, and then you're trampling on them, obviously when their back is against the wall, they will definitely react in a certain way. But looking at it now, if that was the situation, the
that
management...
means there's something wrong about the management, because 22 players cannot just be all bad.
They can't be all bad. 22 is a large number. That's like 2 teams, 11.
The first 11, second 11.
Second 11. That means you just wiped away the whole team and then probably left the coaching members. But with all these things now, I feel the management of Kwara United needs to do more, and they need to, the government too need to like step in, because it's a state stuff. So they should find a way around it and then, settle. But I still can't take away the fact that 22 guys got fired once.
Oh boy, that's talking about the whole team there. Let's move on. Let's talk some other sport. Let's look at table tennis. As Nigerian table tennis player Olajide Omotayo is confident of making his mark at the 2024 Olympic Games, which will be held from 26th to August 11th in Paris. Let's also let you know that the 29-year-old is set to make his second appearance at the quadrennial sport fiesta. Omotayo secured a ticket to the Olympics at the ITTF Africa qualifiers in Kigali, Rwanda in May, after beating Congo Brazzaville's Sahidi Dowu in 4 straight sets after being edged out in the first round during his debut at the Tokyo 2020 when he lost 4-0 to Portugal's Thiago Apollonia in the first round of the men's singles event. Omotayo says he is determined to prove that he's more than just a participant at this time. Let's look at this talk before we run into our break time and get basketball bouncing. For Omotayo, how confident are you that he's going to prove, yes, he's fired up, but it's not just being fired up in Nigeria, but getting the job done in Paris. In 2020, he wasn't at his best. He got knocked out first round against a Portuguese. This time around, do you think he's fully fired up? I
think he's taking a page off Quadri Haruna's book, because the way Haruna started, Haruna was just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, until he finally found it. So for Omotayo now, I'm confident that he's going to do better, and then he's going to advance more, because one, he has proven that he can get the job done in Nigeria, went to Africa, still got the job done in Rwanda. Now he has gone to Paris, and then he got the job done, and then now he's looking at the bigger stage. So if we look at his track record, he's been growing on different levels. So with that happening now, with this, his current form and everything, so we are hoping to see more of resilience from him, and for him to like improve the more, and as well as, get to find a space on the podium in Paris.
Let's look at him. He's currently ranked 104th in the world, and 28 in terms of in week 28, he's ranked 104. And fast forward when the Olympics kickstart completely, and when the draws are made, what are the chances that he will be able to take this form he is in into the Olympics proper, looking at the challenges he's likely to face?
He's going to face challenges from people from, Indonesia, Philippines, and probably China.
Taking the ranking, because he's now going to be in around 64.
Around 64.
So a lot of hurdles.
A lot of hurdles now, because those guys now are obviously above him, and then they probably have more records than him. Yeah. So with that now, he knows that he needs to prepare himself. Like, there's something I always do when I play one-on-one. Like, if I know I can beat you, I won't want to play with you. I will look for someone that I know that, okay, you give me a run for my money. Okay. So at that point, I think he shouldn't be
playing with those lower
guys that he knows he can beat. He should get some other persons that are a bit tougher. So with that now, he will get himself prepared to be able to, face these challenges that are ahead of him.
All right, let's talk the king of sport, talking football again. Let's go back to the round leader game. I see Coach Lawal that is smiling. He's waiting on the wings by the side of the court to jump in. But let's do this before we go on a quick break. Let's talk about our darling Super Falcons who will be getting to the Olympics. But one lady is trying to take a swipe at the English players who just lost the Euro 2024 finals to Spain. Let's let you know that Super Falcons striker Aziza Toshoala taunted England following their 2-1 defeat to Spain in the UEFA Euro Championship final on Sunday night. England's hopes of joining Sir Alf Ramsey's 1996 World Cup winners in English football immortality ended in the same way as the nation's first appearance in the men's continental final against Italy 3 years ago. The Three Lions were losing 1-0, leading to the closing stages before substitute Cole Palmer, the cold one from Chelsea, scored the 73rd minute equalizer to cancel Nico Williams' opener in 69 seconds into the second half. Immediately after the Chelsea man had drawn level, there was a feeling that the men in white could end their 58-year wait for the trophy. But however, Southgate's men could not hold on and conceded 4 minutes from time when Mikel slotted a close-range finish past Jordan Pickford to clinch an unprecedented fourth European Championship title for the La Roja. After falling behind for the second time, the Three Lions went on a late onslaught, but Spain held on stronger to see out the win. Meanwhile, adding salt to pepper, putting what do they call that salt from that side of Yoruba state? She added atadodo to the injury of the Three Lions. That was what Oshoala did, who was in favor of the Spanish side winning the championship. But do you think it was just because she played for FC Barcelona, she took to her ex-handle to throw England, it's not coming home?
I think it was.
Is she likely to pay for this?
You know, she was a fan. So at that point, she was a fan. So you should get ready and get braced up for things like this. So
there's a guarantee she's not going to get an English Cup in her career club.
She might, but she might get one. Maybe she might still find her way to the Premier League because.
But they're going to remind her of this.
They're going to remind her of this. You know, the media never forget. So one day, maybe probably if they get to face England female side in Paris, then they'll be like, okay, you have cobwebs in your cupboard that we need to remind you of. But she was just being a fan, and obviously she took the side of Barcelona, because obviously there were Barcelona players who helped facilitated the win for Spain, and then she knows these guys. Obviously they must have had dinners and chilled a few times. So I guess she was just supporting her friends. But still, let Super Eagles or the Super Falcons don't fall for this in the long run.
All right, let's leave Asisat Oshoala and move to the last talking point before we go for a quick break. Let's take you to France, where Paris Saint-Germain, talking about the French champions PSG, are reportedly back on the negotiation table for the signature of Nigerian striker Victor Osimhen a few days after seeing their offer for the striker turned down. Napoli are prepared to part ways with the 25-year-old who has a 130 million euros release clause, which has been clogged in the transfer since the start of the summer. Meanwhile, Paris Saint-Germain had a 200 million euros offer for Osimhen, and the Georgian international Kisha Kvaratskhelia rejected for a few days ago, but the Ligue 1 giants are ready to reignite the pursuit of the Nigerian, while the Chelsea are also considering him. According to a reporter from L'Equipe, Paris Saint-Germain will not activate Osimhen's release clause of 130 million euros, which the French champion sees as excessive, but will instead try to connive or convince Napoli to lower their asking price. For you, how do you see this panning out, the fact that they're coming back for Osimhen?
There's something they do in the markets. When I go to the markets with my mom,
test.
You test and then you come back again. I think that's what PSG are doing. And then at this point now, I say Victor Osimhen is not going to be leaving Napoli for anything for less than £100 million because he's got the quality. He's great, despite the fact that his stay in Napoli now is not even certain, but still he's still maintaining calm and composure. Antonio Conte came out to commend him and say, despite everything, he likes his energy, he likes his spirit, and then he likes the fact that he's very disciplined. So for PSG now to be coming, PSG has the bag. So when they are ready to buy good markets, they'll bring good money. So Victor Osimhen is a good.
But do you think that's why Napoli is holding forth? But shouldn't Napoli also, on the flip side, since they do not want to Osimhen, obviously, they should let him go for a fair deal so that his career is on the up, because right now Osimhen would be affected if that deal falls through completely.
Yes, it's going to be affected if it falls through. But at the point now, I think since it's not looking well, and then from what Antonio Conte said, quoting him now, he said he does not have Victor Osimhen in
his
his plans.
plans.
So since he's making that statement, then Napoli should find a way, in a certain way, that they can be able
a common ground, yeah.
on the common ground, and then so that Victor Osimhen can be able to go live happily and be in a place where he'll be happy and be playing football. I see him excelling, but as a Chelsea fan, I want Chelsea to open back the books of trying to get Victor Osimhen down to England.
All right, we hope Osimhen will be going back to England and not going back to Paris where he started his career. All right, we'll go for a very quick break. When we return from the break, we'll be talking basketball, as we've got one of Nigeria's finest coaches from the grassroots who has unearthed great talents for the Nigerian national team, talking about the Tigers and the female team, the Tigress. For the most recent one is Wilson Corey, who has played for Nigeria's under-16 and under-18 national team. And this coach, he is super fantastic, doing great things for Nigerian basketball. And indeed, someday we're hoping he's going to be taking charge of the Nigerian national basketball team. His name, don't forget that name, Lawal Daddy, Big Daddy, you get to say. You meet the coach after this break. Stay with us.
Global TV concept is the emerging, brand that everybody must watch. So I subscribe, and I'm prescribing that we must all be ready to begin to watch Global TV.
So keep watching Global TV, especially for updates on agriculture, food, commodities, and without food, there is no great nation.
So please watch Global TV because it's going to change your life.
Time check. It's midday. Then it's Midday Discourse. Midday Discourse is a program that covers trending local and international news, current issues, and human-related topics. Join Samuel Odi weekdays 1 p.m. on Global Television. The discussion starts here.
It's time for sports' biggest moments on Global Television. The headlines, scores, breaking news, and commentaries on sporty events. Talking with the biggest players, strikers, and about the slam dunks and goals, stunning saves, near misses, and upsets. Let's talk about the greatest home runs, comebacks, knockdowns, and victories. Talk sports with the king of sports, Anthony Momodu. Weekdays, 10 a.m. Don't miss out.
Hello, children. Gather around, let me tell you a story. Do you know that stories have a way of captivating the minds of children, bringing fun and imagination to teach them morals? Join Sharon Ajay as she takes you to explore the thrilling and exciting world of storytelling.
I'll be sharing with you our next interesting story.
Tune in every Saturday on Global Television, time 5:30 p.m.
Is the desk on Global Television?
Nigeria. Come join Anthony Momodu on television's most compelling and facts-finding talk live show.
We are the Palestinians. We are the Canaan because
This country gets it right.
It's the Dex on Global Television, where we analyze and dissect storming issues and commentaries in the world's biggest black nation, Nigeria.
Who is being held accountable for this money?
The eyes have it.
We stay and decide policies and reforms on the Dex. Tune in Mondays to Fridays, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Global Television. Let's stay on the Dex.
Global Morning is your ultimate destination for engaging political and economic matters. I am Uyi Agmofrebe.
And don't forget to include social discussions. Tune in every weekdays from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. I am Queen Agaba.
For insightful breakfast ideas, business summaries, sports highlights, international and local news perspective, I am Anthony Momodu.
Don't miss the in-depth analysis of current and political issues by the Global Morning team and experts. I am Jumai Manson.
Catch Global Morning here on Global Television. Getting on the action. I am Edikan Michael.
We are
the Global Morning team.
All right, welcome back. It's still Talk Sport on Global Television, and we did a very quick Pep Guardiola substitution, taking out our top striker. Reminds you of Erling Haaland of Manchester City, and we brought in one of Nigeria's finest basketball coaches, and the person of Lawal Dadi, who is doing a great job in the world of basketball, grassroots level, unearthing great talent for basketball teams in the country and also for the national team. Lawal, nice to have you. You just reminded me when I hear Lawal, I remember Gaba Lawal of the Super Eagles. I remember Oladimeji Lawal of the Super Eagles, ex-internationals. Welcome to the studio. Thank you for making it here.
Thank you.
All right, I know you're the head coach of Gilali Basketball Academy right here in the Federal Capital Territory. Let's talk basketball. There have been lots of issues in the basketball family in Nigeria, division. For you, how has it affected coaches and players at the grassroots level?
You know, it's a big thing when we talk about basketball in Nigeria, and it's a pitiable thing that it has gone down the way it has gone. But I know in basketball we're one family.
True.
So because the round object doesn't select anybody. Yes, and it puts everybody together. Take for instance, when Nigeria is playing, you see, whether if you're Igbo, Yoruba, or Hausa, we're all one. You understand? And in my academy, before we play, if anybody prays, being it a Christian or a Muslim, it's okay for me. So basketball is going to bounce back, I know. I don't really want to talk much about that because it's somehow political. Okay. I'm a national grassroots coach. I leave politics for politicians. You know, so
no, but as in terms of affecting, I'm talking about, because of this rift, are we seeing less competitions at the grassroots? Are we seeing less scouting programs where young stars, get picked?
Yes, it is really affecting the homegrown game.
Okay.
You understand? Because our local basketballers doesn't have much competition as they should, like the National Division 1, Division 2. Before now, National Division 1s take like 4 to 6 months, which keep the young ones busy, and they say the idle mind is the devil's workshop, If these young ones are not busy, imagine for how many years we don't have Division 1, we don't have Division 2, and so many other things that are supposed to come. Right now, the Power 4 program that was running, it has been running for like 10 years. It was held by ExxonMobil and Junior NBA. Now it has been dissolved because of one or two things. Now that's a school program. The whole school in Abuja was under Power Forward and ATC, and now there's no Power Forward. In short, the last time I watched the Milo games, it was not encouraging, sir. I don't mean the finals, I mean at the zonal level.
What you say is not encouraging. Is it because we didn't have enough star players? We weren't able to discover players. The quality of play was low. The quality of coaching was also low. The organization was also low. Which of the aspects are you looking at?
Yeah, I would say first I'll talk about Milo itself, which is the organizing committee. Now, the organizing committee did not meet up to the standard. Like when I played Milo, I enjoyed Milo. I want to play again. Do you understand me? As a young man growing up, I really love it and I want to play again. Because why? When you play Milo, not at the national final, at the grassroots, you have Milo stands everywhere, you have Milo drinks coming to you, you have them giving you sachet mix and etc. Right now, there's nothing like that. Milo is giving T-shirts, giving jerseys and etc. Right now, it's all gone. It's all gone. Did you know that even before the zonal final, even at the zonal final, sir, when I mean zonal final, the schools that qualify for the zonal final had to come with their own jerseys.
Oh, sponsorship very poor.
Do you understand? Very poor, no branding, like the stickers and maybe banners and etc. on the wall. Nothing. It's just as if I'm playing a friendly match behind closed doors. Understand? Yeah. There's a lot that needs to be done in Nigeria basketball. A lot. So the fighting doesn't take us anywhere. I believe we need to stop it.
All right, let's just take a look at some of the, he is the head coach of Gilale Basketball Academy right here in the Federal Capital Territory, one of the top-notch basketball teams in the FCT. Let's look at them in their training sessions. Then when we come back, we'll be dwelling on other issues in terms of players' welfare and how well his players have done and what we should be expecting in the future. Let's take a look at them during their training sessions. Right, welcome back. Now I'm feeling 6 feet 7 inches tall, and next time you see me, I'll be doing alley oops. All right, a great outing. We saw young stars, large young stars, and we saw that kid that plays in the New Zealand currently. Let's take a look at the number of players you've unearthed and the number of your players outside the shores of Nigeria, and what the future holds for Gilale in terms of basketball academy and what we should expect in the coming days. Especially, I know we saw the Chief of Defense Staff basketball tournament, which was used to commemorate Democracy Day, June 12th. Tell us, first of all, with that, how important was that day for Gilale Basketball Academy and basketball for Nigeria?
You know, it's a big event. It was a big event for us because we're the only academy there.
Ooh.
Yeah,
was that down to serious connect?
No. It's based on trust. They know we deliver. You know, it's a whole lot when you're dealing with young ones. It's a whole lot. You know, grassroots is a big thing. You understand? The future of the country lies in grassroots. The future of the world lies in grassroots. You like it or not, your kids are definitely going to take over this country. You understand? My kids, your kids, our kids are going to take over this country. You know, so that grassroots matters. And the way you bring them up matters. You know, so they actually have followed my program for over time, and they notice I have very great young ones that are ready to really play. You know, so they gave us that opportunity to come and showcase ourselves. They were not expecting us to do anything. And to God be the glory. I, as a coach, I will only teach you to play. But when the time comes, you go and do what I am.
You said something about character and attitude being very key. When we were talking before we came on set as regards when you pick your team, how important is it, despite no matter how talented you are, the character, discipline, commitment, passion, how important are those keywords for any athlete aside basketball in any sport at all?
The biggest stars in the world today, there are two things that is bringing them down. Attitude, lifestyle. Check the attitude and lifestyle of big superstars, even musicians. You understand? Attitude is one of the things that is that need to be like 90-something.9%. You understand? In your basketball game. If attitude is not there, you cannot really perform. Why am I talking about attitude? Because in attitude, you have everything. Attitude of training, attitude of doing work, attitude of doing things. Now, with good attitude, you have the right mindset to train and what kind of training to repeat and how to be consistent in those training. It's all about attitude, sir. And attitude can take you anywhere in the world. Yes, and the right attitude can take you anywhere in the world. It's very, very key, very, very important. Then lifestyle is another thing. Lifestyle. You want to become the greatest star in the world, you have to watch your lifestyle, the kind of people you go around with. You like it or not, if you are dead today, or maybe you are or you're behind bars, you don't have any opportunity to show yourself, to show the kind of talent you have. Let's take, for instance, for the lives of Mohbad. Mohbad died just maybe because of the kind of lifestyle and couple of friends that he's around with. You understand? I'm not happy he died, because there's a whole lot of talent in there that was not exposed to the world. Look at that Green. It's nowhere. True. We have great stars that have gone down the drain. So attitude and lifestyle are very keen. Like the motto of my academy is education, moral, and basketball. Moral is discipline. You need to be well disciplined. And that's why I always tell you, basketball is a very, very disciplined game. You see, like the US. In the US, I have some kids in the US. In the US, no matter how good you are, if you don't have the right attitude, forget it. Forget it, because you have about 1,000 players that are ready to take your space. You understand? So attitude is a very, very keen sector of the player.
Okay, let's look at Gilale. How many players have you for 2024 in the last 3-4 months? What are the star players that have come out? And I know some of them did travel out. Can you just give us a clue to what we should be expecting their names? Is it for the male or the female?
Yeah, for within this year and the year that just passed, I've got like 3 kids outside the country by the special grace of God, and they are doing fine right now as I'm talking to you, and they're like top notch, you know, and we see them going far. I can see them going far. Already, there's a big a call for them, even in the country that they are. I don't just like to talk. I like to walk, you know, and right now in the academy, I have some other young ones that are coming up.
How has it been getting these talented basketball players? How do you go about unearthing them? Which communities would you say is in the northern region you get taller, fine basketball players, or you go to the east? Just to give us an idea where our star players are, and for parents also, how important is it for parents to support the game of basketball, because every focus is on football?
Yeah. You notice, for me as a basketball grassroots coach, the street is my work. When I go to the street of Nigeria, I see so many talents lying. Raw talents, sir. When I mean talent, raw ones. You know, I've gone to areas like, I live in Abuja, I will just disguise, I'll go to area like Marabanyanya, I'll go to Karimu, Dede, I'll go to Kubwa, you know. I see kids, talents, I see talents wasting.
So what do you do when you see such outstanding talent?
What I do is, I walk up to them and I try to like, oh, did you know you can make this out of this? Do you know if you play basketball, you can be this? I've seen a kid 7'2", either 7'1", 7'2", yeah.
7'2",
7'1", 7'2", yeah.
So Samuel is a dwarf compared to that guy.
Okay.
Oh boy, and
now,
I'm so tall.
That's what I'm telling you. And did you know what? He doesn't even know what he have.
Oh boy.
The parents doesn't know nothing. This boy is on the streets selling crayfish.
7'2".
I'm telling you. Like the wingspan, oh my God. When I saw him, I was like, God. I was walking around
Please, where is this 7'2" guy now?
I don't know. But I know, one thing I know is I spoke with him. And he just, see, let me tell you, people are expecting angels to come on convoy and etc. Your angel might not come on convoy. They might just come disguised.
We can't get his number. We can't track him.
I don't know. I think I have a girl on my phone. I saw where the task force was driving people, and the social media just picked that, and I saw a girl, one tall girl, selling pure water. See, I've walked down to Use to, I think there's a club around that way because I was going for a little shop. So I saw 2 girls. I'm sorry to say, I don't like saying this on air, but they're actually street girls. According to what girls say now, they say they're hustlers. Sir, I saw them, the both of them. One was 6'6", one was 6'4". Girls.
Wow. Good height.
Girls. Oh my God. I know my 6'4" girl, the girl I had, Gift, she's 6'4". She's in Taiwan. Right now, as I'm talking to you, the Taiwan national team want her to play for their national team.
That takes me to the next question. What are you putting in place to ensure we do not lose this talent, especially when they leave the shores of the country? Because that's one thing that, when it comes to football, Nigeria has suffered a lot, lose talented players to foreign countries. Is there that spirit of patriotism to ensure that they come back to play for the Tigers and the Tigress?
Yes, sir. 100%. The spirit of patriotism. Like for my players, I'm in talk with them, we're in contact and everything, we talk. But I'm sorry, Nigeria doesn't help matters.
Doesn't make the players want to come back?
Nigeria doesn't help matters. We're talking about basketball and how basketball has been down for years.
Sure.
Now, if I bring that kind of talent down to Nigeria, what is she coming to be doing? What is she going to be doing, please? She will come, sit down, where she'll go and play a championship or a league where you give her 10,000 naira that cannot buy crayfish.
Very sad commentary.
These players are being paid in dollars, sir. some are paid in pounds. Like my kid that just left not quite long, some months ago, he's in New Zealand. Maybe you could see him in the video, signing for the White. See, right now, he has like 3 guards on him. He's been kitted by the Whites. You understand? And over here, who take care of you? Who think about you? You understand? Even right now as I'm talking to you, okay, my academy, do I have like companies that want to support this kind of program that I'm doing? Because if I can't have companies, if I can't have individuals to support this program that I'm doing, you understand me? Definitely tomorrow you wake up to see the street not safe for you and I.
All right, well said there. That's where we're going to call it a wrap. I want to say a big thank you to Coach Lawal Dadi, and just to tell those watching that hopefully in the coming days we'll see more of you. We see some of your players. We'll also talk to some of your players in New Zealand and across the world. No problem. And we'll obviously come and partner, as we hope that Gilali Basketball Academy will also come sponsor Talk Sport so that we can do more partnership and take basketball to greater heights.
Thank you.
All right, that's where we're going to call it a wrap on today's edition of the program Talk Sport. Time, not our friend, but we assure you that Coach Lawal Dadi will be joining us more often, and we'll be getting his star players on set to talk to us wherever they are across the world, and hopefully we'll be getting more footages of basketball in the coming days and week. My name is Anthony Momodu, the King of Sport. I want to say a big thank you on behalf of Samuel Odi, the King of Analysis, who Coach Lawal has substituted, and he'll be waiting. And I'm going to be watching a match between Coach Lawal versus Odi Samuel, because he says he's a basketball star, but he's going to prove to me today how good he is. That's how we'll call it a wrap on today's edition. Let's do this again tomorrow. Good morning.